Hey, this is Coach Sprout here talking to you today about a little bit of catching that we do at the high school level at Eastridge. Stuff that we will work on with the youth every once in a while as well when we have time. Before we get started, I want to recognize a few of our sponsors for the Eastridge High School baseball program. Kevin McDonald's Farmers Insurance, CoreTrust Bank, and then Woodbury Spine, three great sponsors for the program. Okay, so getting back to catching here, we're going to talk about some of the main goals that we have for catching. They're very simple. We want our catchers to receive well, to block well, and to throw well. Sounds simple, but takes a lot of work. Now, the biggest thing that I want kids to learn from our program is that I want our catchers to be able to call a baseball game on their own. So we're going to let kids do that, and we're going to talk about them about situational stuff in between innings, and then go from there and have them learn and continue to call their own game. So if you can, let your catchers call their own game and talk with them in between innings about what to do the next time they go back out there. So how do we do these things? As a catcher, when we're talking about receiving, we want to talk about our catchers being firm in catching the baseball. Not jabbing at the baseball so much, but catching the baseball and not letting it drag your hand or your glove down out of the strike zone or out to the sides of the strike zone. When we block, we want our catchers to commit to the block itself. If you're going to block, get down to that position and then just relax your body, because the more relaxed you are, the less that ball travels away from you once it hits your body. The tighter you are, the more bounce you're going to get off of your body when it hits you. Now when we're throwing, we want our kids to be consistent. We want them to keep their feet underneath their body and to stay balanced in their throws. And it takes a lot of repetition to do that. So we're going to start out with some drills. Receiving drills. One of the first drills we do every single day with our catchers is called pinchers. It's quite simply using our fingers like this, no glove, and you can use a baseball or a soft baseball, and someone's going to be tossing the ball to them, and they're going to be trying to catch it right here. And you can see how I catch the baseball. There's a little bit of bend in my elbow. I'm catching it. I'm not punching at the baseball. When they pinch, they can't stab so much because they aren't going to be able to catch the ball with just their thumb and their pointer finger. And then when they get moved side to side, you want them to catch and not let it drag them away. Another drill that we will do with our catchers when we're talking about receiving is four corners drill. We want to center our body up when we're catching these balls. We're going to hit the different corners of the strike zone, and we want our catchers, again, to center that ball right here so it looks good to the umpire. So as they're catching the ball, boom, stick and hold right here, trying to center it with our chest, not coming up too much, and trying to make it look appealing to that umpire behind us calling that a ball or a strike, giving your pitcher a better chance of getting the pitch called the way they want to. Now, another drill that we'll do for receiving is called rapid fire. This is quite simply working on just getting our body to a quick spot, sticking a pitch, and then moving on. Now, you can do these in sets of 10, making those catchers move side to side a little bit more so that they got to center that ball. They're just working on catching, sticking, not letting it drag them away. Okay, so now, we work on that receiving stuff just about every single day. Every other day we're going to do some blocking stuff, and we have a pretty simple sequence for blocking drills that we do with our catchers. We're going to work right away catchers down on their knees and their glove down. So they're going to be in that spot right here, and they're going to be chin tucked down, and their body's going to be nice and relaxed. You're going to have someone throwing softy balls at them, and they're just going to work on relaxing their body, letting the ball hit them, and letting it see where it goes right out in front of them. Alright, chin's tucked down for protection, and you're keeping that wall up right here nice and relaxed so the ball ricochets out this way. After you do a few with that sequence, then you're going to move up to the next part. You're going to have knees down, but you're going to have their glove up, so they're going to be here, and they're going to then go down to block the baseball as the ball's coming to them. So glove will be up, and they're going to go down, commit into that. That's the second part of the sequence in our blocking drills. The third part, now they're going to go all the way up, their knees are going to be up, their glove's going to be up, and so the ball's going to be coming at them, and they're going to be going down to the knees and the glove, and they want to get there early. They don't want to be late on this because they'll be late getting to the ball and blocking it, and their ball will scoot all over the place, and they won't have time to make a play. So, they're going to be here, ball's going to come, they're going to go down, right here, they're going to get there early. So again, you want to make sure you get down early to the baseball right here, relax, getting that ball to go back out here out front. So that's what you want to do on your blocking drills. Build up that sequence. It's pretty simple. That's something we want to have our catchers do at the 9th grade level every other day, and we work with it all the way up to the varsity level every other day. You got to have a good blocking catcher at the high school level and beyond. If you don't, guys are going to take too many bases on you as a program. Now, we're going to talk about what you should do at least every 3 days when you're practicing consistently. If you're playing a lot of games, this is something you don't have to do quite as often, but you should do it when you practice, is throwing the baseball. The biggest piece of advice I can give you when your catchers are throwing is to always have a watch on. Time them. In between innings, I'm always timing our catchers throwing on the second base, and I'm telling them what their time is. A good varsity catcher should be throwing the ball from the glove right here, ball hitting the glove, to second base should be 2.0 or less. Anything above that means there are a lot of other catchers that are better than you. So tell your catchers those times. That's the biggest thing you can do towards having them improve their times, because they want that time to go down and down and down. And they'll find ways to improve upon it once they know that number. So the biggest thing I will emphasize on them when we practice is we're going to throw to all the different bases, and we're going to time them. And the big focus we're going to have is catching the ball, keeping our feet underneath of us, and making sure that we're not getting too out front. So as that ball's coming to them, they're going to get here, and they're going to be right here, getting those feet out front, but keeping their chest right over top of their feet, not getting out here, and they're not going to be out front, and they don't want to get way back here. Very consistent, like a pitcher would be throwing the ball to home. So again, consistency. Short, quick footwork, gaining ground towards our target, and staying on one level, not popping up too high. Pretty simple stuff. If you got a clock on them, they're going to find ways to do those little things better and better without you even telling them that, because that's what makes their time goes down. In practice, throw to second base, throw to third base. 1.8 or lower to third base is good. Throwing to first base is going to vary because you're doing different types of pickoffs, but the times, they'll figure those out and see what they got to improve upon. So, some things you can focus on with your catchers. Be consistent and do it repeatedly, and you will develop a catcher, 2 catchers, maybe even more, that can consistently help you play better as a team when they're behind the plate. If you have a good catcher, that changes the game and helps you win a lot more games than you could without a catcher that knows what he's doing. That's what we've got for catching.